Welcome back to Creepy Crawler's Garage and another daily update. We've got some work done on the TRXZ and the Dodge projects, so let's head into the garage, take a look. Don't go anywhere. So I thought we'd start by looking at the TRXZ project like we have the past few episodes. And again, we're working on the front of the truck and the back of the truck. And so we'll start by looking at the front bumper again, which I think we've finalized the aesthetics on. Basically, I just added more black wash, especially around the ribs here, to give them more depth to kind of set back the bumper and have the ribs pop out a little bit for us. Then I went back with the rub and buff and applied a little rub and buff here and there where the black wash kind of washed that out a little bit, especially around the damaged points and around the bottom, just to give that effect again. And then I also used some red paint right in this area. I guess we had a little accident. Maybe we ran into something like a paint can, or maybe something else that left a red splatter across the front of the bumper. And basically, that was pretty easy. I just dripped some red paint, used a brush, and splattered it this way, and then flicked the rest across just to give it that, like you hit something at speed look. But anyways, I think that's pretty much the aesthetics, or how the aesthetics of the bumper are going to be. Now, the one thing we do need to do, if I aim down a little bit, and I got a good comment about this, is this, if you see me touch it, see it is a little weak at the mounting points here. Basically, we have this big structure, it's a pretty heavy styrene structure that's just mounted to a single sheet of styrene back here on the original mount for the TRX4 truck, so that where it mounts, that styrene flexes. So if we start driving this down any bumps, it's going to flex, and that's going to look goofy. So I do need to go back up in the backside here, and I'm going to stiffen that up with I got some eighth inch styrene that I'll put brackets and braces in back here, just sure to make this as nice and stiff, so when it's driving down the street, it's not bouncing around and looking like a cartoon or looking goofy. But that's basically all we have left to do. Of course, I'll detail out the back a little bit with some paint and whatnot. That hasn't been done yet, but that's all that's left to do with the bumper. Basically considering it done. The other thing we did up front here, as you can see, is I went ahead, started working on the light covers. So you can see that they are diamond plate also. They've been done in the diamond plate. I went in and drilled holes. So there's going to be lights. There's two lights that go in back here. So they'll shine through these little holes here that are basically supposed to look like we took a piece of diamond plate and drilled holes in it and maybe welded around them to stiffen them up and whatever. But that's basically the look I was going for there. We did both sides, of course. And then again, Wes over at West Made Builds is making us panels that are going to go right here that have the skull logo cut out of them. So these lights, when we're running this bumper, these lights will shine through the holes and then hopefully through those skull logos. So when we do some dark shots, we'll have those skulls lighten up. Of course, if we're not running this bumper, because remember, we're going to have multiple different bumpers. We're going to build out different bumpers for different occasions. This one's going to be like our city, as well. It's basically our zombie scooper, or our city type bashing bumper, so we can just go down city streets and not have to worry about anything. But then we're going to also build out a bumper that's made more for trails. It'll have a winch on it and that kind of thing. So anyways, we're going to have multiple bumpers. So when we run this one, we'll have the skulls that'll light up, but when we're running a different bumper, you'll just see the lights coming out of these holes, which I think can be that could look pretty cool, having the beams coming out of these little holes. It's dark, you have some mist, and you have the beams of lights coming out of there. I think that can make for some cool dynamic shots. But anyways, that's basically what we've got done up front. Let me go ahead and flip it around so you can see the back bumper and bump the camera while I'm at it. Sorry about that. Now, the back bumper we basically had in its shape and form, but now I've just added some details to it. Let me see if I can get you a good shot of it. So we just added some paint and some details and starting the weathering. I still need to go in and I'm going to add some cleats or some tie downs. Probably just, well, I might do it front and back because the tire's going to get in the way on this side. But some cleats front and back where we can strap, we can strap down parts and things like that. I had a good comment about adding maybe some boxes. This kind of like how I did on the Highway 1 crawler back in the day. I had built boxes back here that would open, like side boxes to hold stuff in. Maybe we might do that. I'm not sure I'm not sure yet because I really need to get that takes a lot of time, and I'm trying to get this done. So we might just add a big platform here that we can strap stuff down. And plus, I don't know. Yeah, I might end up adding boxes. It kind of makes sense. Yeah, we'll see about it. The other comment I had too, that was a good one, which I've actually thought about, was just building a trailer out back. So just use the bed of a truck, which I have a few of them laying around. Just use a bed of a truck, build it into a trailer, put a hitch on here, and just build a trailer to tow behind. And I might do that also, and we could use that when we're going on big hauls, like we need to go get some big items. If not, we can unhook the trailer and just use these little platforms if we're just getting little parts, something to that effect. But I think I might eventually, or I will end up making a trailer for this also, just to have that option that if we need to go out and pick up half a car or something, we'll have the trailer to pull it on behind the truck. I was also able to get some work done on the Dodge's body, and the main objective right now is just to get the weathering done. We're going to get this weathering done, and then we'll start adding all the apocalyptic Mad Max type stuff to the body. But right now we're just trying to get the weathering done on it. And if you remember right, this body came blue. You can kind of see the blue the body was back in here. We primed it. We cut back some of that primer so some of the blue would show through. So we had a speckled primer blue color. We added a rust layer. We matte cleared it to protect all that. A full thing of hairspray over the whole body, sprayed it blue, this bright shiny gloss blue. And now I'm working that blue back to give me the look that this body has been weathered from the sun and from the rain and weather. So we have rust and then sun damage. Now it's not done yet. It's probably, I would say it's probably halfway there. Basically what you see on the roof here, the whole top side is going to basically look like this. And then of course I'm going to go back and add in a little bit more rust on top of this also, just to give more of a rust effect. But you can see, and I'm going to pull some of this blue back, more of the blue back also, to expose this rust we put in. But you can see how it starts to expose the rust when you start pulling the blue paint back because of that hairspray. And by the way, just so you know, because of this, the paint I used, I left this soaking in a tub for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so. I filled a tub with hot water and let this soak, and that really softened up the paint a little bit for me to be able to start pulling it back or chipping it off. And I was also going to mention, they do make chipping spray, so you don't have to use hairspray. They do make a real product called chipping spray that you can use instead of hairspray. For me, I always have hairspray laying around, so it's fast, easy, and cheap. But there is that option. I'm sure, I've never actually used it. I'm sure it works probably a little better. I don't know. I ought to do an A/B comparison of it someday. But I'm assuming it works better. I mean, it's made for that purpose. But like I'm saying, you can just use hairspray like I did here. But anyway, so I'm going to keep chipping back on the top surfaces. I'm also using some sandpaper because I wanted to not only chip back, but then I'm using some sandpaper to kind of feather, if y'all can see this a little better, to kind of feather that out a little bit like it's weathered. So it's not just a hard edge. Now, down here, I like it to be hard edges where the rust is just flaked off the paint. And that makes those hard edges, which looks good. But anyways, the next step, once we get this done, which I'm hopefully going to get it done soon, hopefully maybe this evening, then we're going to go back and give it a full matte clear, so it'll get rid of all this gloss. And then we'll use the salt effect to then go over top of the matte clear with some gloss. And basically what's going to happen is we're going to salt everything up top, everything where the sun would hit, we're going to salt. Then we'll spray it with some gloss, and then we'll pull that salt off, and it'll make it look like we had a gloss coat that's completely weathered and chipped back. I hope that makes sense, but you'll see how that's done in the next step. But for now, I've still got to get just a little more work done on the top side here. You can see how some of the rust is starting to show through. We'll chip that up a little bit more. We'll sun weather the top a little bit more, and then this Dodge body will be pretty much done as far as the weathering, and then we can start doing all the fun stuff with all the different melee weapons we're putting on this body. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section about the Dodge and how it's turning out. Thanks for joining me again here in the garage for another daily update. And I know there wasn't a lot of work that got done, and I apologize for that, but my wife is actually on vacation this week, so I've been doing a lot of things with the family. So the daily updates are going to be a little sporadic this week, along with what gets done in the garage. But I really want to take advantage of this. I don't get a lot of opportunity to spend time with the wife and the daughter. So I'm going to be doing that a good bit this week, but I'm still going to try to get daily updates out when I can, and as much work done in the garage as I can. So keep your eye out on the channel, because there will be some stuff coming. But I thank you for joining me. Thank you for hitting that like button. You guys are the best. Y'all do an amazing job hitting that like button. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments down below. Also, I'm getting some great ideas. As you saw, even in this episode, I had a couple great ideas that come out of the comment section. So I really appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. I'm not sure when it'll be, but hopefully it'll be soon. See you then.